Today we're going to start seated. So any comfortable seated position here. If you have a blanket nearby and you like to use one to sit on, apparently I don't have one nearby. It can be helpful to feel a little bit more comfortable in the hips to place it just kind of underneath your sits bones, that comfortable place to sit. And it kind of helps you to sit up nice and tall as well. But if you don't have one, it doesn't matter. So let's take a moment to lower or close our eyes. And take a moment to notice your breath. Where do you feel your breath this morning in your body? How does it feel? Notice where it might be catching and where it's flowing. And then see if you can bring your breath into your diaphragm. So right around the belly button, maybe a little higher than that. Taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm. And long, slow exhales out. Just notice what's going on with your mind this morning. Is it easy to focus on the sensation of your breath? Or is your mind beginning to wander somewhere? And remember, there's no judgment at all during our class. Imagine that perhaps you are an outside observer looking in. And just notice. Are you able to slow down your breath just a little more? As we move through our practice today, notice if your mind becomes distracted. Maybe you start thinking about things outside of our practice. And when that happens, perhaps come back to your breath. So whenever you're ready here, relaxing your shoulders, Bringing your arms by your sides, palms face up towards the sky. And on your inhale, reaching your arms up. And on your exhale, bringing your hands down through center to heart center, lowering or closing your eyes. So I honor all the yogis who have come before us from India and around the world, who have brought us this beautiful practice of yoga, the connection of our body, mind, and heart, and connection to each other. Whenever you're ready, releasing your hands and gently opening the windows of your eyes. All right, today let's start. We're going to start a little different. So we'll start a little bit of movement here for the neck. So whenever you're ready, allowing your chin to tuck in towards your chest. See if you notice a bit of a stretch here along the back of your neck. Notice where you're holding tension in your body, maybe in your shoulders, in your hips. Notice what happened to your breath. Are you able to return to your breath? Deep inhales, long, slow exhales. And on your next inhale, bringing your head back up to center. And then we're going to allow our head to drop over towards the right shoulder, right ear towards right shoulder. If it doesn't feel like much of a stretch here along the left side, perhaps you bring the hand towards the earth and kind of activate the hand. So we'll curl back, bend at the wrist. Soften your shoulders again. On your next inhale, allowing your head to come back to center. And then exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. On your next inhale, allowing your head to come back to center. We'll find some shoulder rolls. So on your inhale, rolling your shoulders up towards your ears, and on your exhale, rolling your shoulders back and down your spine. So just moving here with your own breath at your own pace. Kind of getting the sense that we need a little bit of a gentle start to our practice today. So one more here. Shoulders roll back and down your spine. Then we're going to bring our arms out towards the sides. On your inhale, shoulders roll back and down. Imagine there's a string pulling your heart up towards the sky. Finding a little gentle back bend here. And on your exhale, rounding your spine, bringing your arms, maybe they come around you into a hug. Maybe you tuck your chin in towards your chest. And move with your own breath. Inhale, open your arms, open your heart. And exhale, round, maybe opposite arm comes on top or whatever feels comfortable for you. So continue moving here. And just take a moment to notice what you feel when you open your heart up towards the sky. Is there a word that maybe comes into your mind? So let's find one more here. And then whenever you're ready, releasing your shoulders once again. We'll find a seated cat-cow. So rounding your spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. And then moving in the opposite direction, shoulders roll back and down your spine. Again, heart lifts. Moving with your own breath, seeing where it's more comfortable to inhale and where it's more comfortable to exhale. And as you open your heart up towards the sky, again, notice anything that comes to mind. So one more time, open your heart. And then coming back to center. Okay, so last movement sitting here. We'll find some circles in our body. So maybe they're big circles, little circles. Maybe you arch your spine behind you. Maybe you've had enough of that. Just find whatever feels good for you. Check in with your hips, your low back. Just noticing sensations, no judgment. And then going in the opposite direction if you haven't already. All right, and slowly coming back to center. And in your own time, making your way into tabletop. Wrists come underneath your shoulders, knees come underneath your hips. So just a gentle reminder, when you have your hands here on the earth, gripping your fingers into the earth. And imagine that there's maybe a ladybug on the earth underneath your hands. So slightly cupping your hands on the earth, trying not to crush the ladybug. Funny story, there was a ladybug in my bathroom this morning. Really weird to find at this time of year. Okay, so finding your tabletop pose here, gripping the fingers in. And we're going to find a little bit of movement here. So let's bring the right leg long behind, activate the right foot, toes point down towards the earth. Draw your belly button in. And then perhaps reaching the left hand forward. Balancing cat. Be mindful if there's anything close by. So trying not to collapse in on the right arm. Still gripping into the earth. Push away from the earth. All right. We're going to find a cat-cow crunch. So on your exhale, round your spine, knee and elbow come towards each other. Still draw the belly button in. And then on your exhale, let's come back to our balancing cat. Again, coming into that cat-cow crunch and into balancing cat. So I invite you to find this movement 2 more times. And then once that's complete for you, coming back to your tabletop pose. And we're going to come over to the other side. So left leg comes long, toes point down, belly button draws up towards the sky. Right hand comes out in front, roll the right shoulder back and down your spine. Find your balance. Find your breath. And then on your exhale, find your cat-cow crunch. Round your spine, knee and elbow meet. And inhale back to your balancing cat. So again, moving here at your own pace. Let's find 2 more here. And then come back to your tabletop pose. And we'll come into child's pose, big toes together, knees apart, sitting your hips back. So where is it comfortable for your arms to be in this child's pose? Maybe arms are out long. If your forehead doesn't come to the earth, perhaps you bring stacked fists underneath your forehead. Find a couple rounds of breath here. So remember to listen to your body today during our practice. Only do what's comfortable for you. If you need to come out at any point, feel free to find this pose again or any other resting pose that feels right for you. So let's find 2 more rounds of breath here. And then making your way back into your tabletop pose. All right, so let's bring the right foot out towards the side. So you're going to bring it out, placing it on the earth here, flat on the earth if you can. If that's not comfortable for you, feel free to bend your knee and toes point out towards the side. All right, so let's find some cat-cow here. Round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. And then moving in the opposite direction, tailbone points up towards the sky, shoulders roll back and down your spine. And continue moving here with your own breath at your own pace. Coming back to a flat back here. Okay, and then we're going to find a bit of a twist. So I'll give you a gentler version first, and if you feel like you could use a little more, you'll come the opposite direction. So perhaps you keep the leg out towards the side. If it doesn't feel good for you, you can always bring that knee back under. We're going to bring the left hand up towards the sky and then bringing the left arm underneath, shoulder and head come down towards the earth. So if you want to challenge yourself a little bit this morning, you can always try this with the opposite arm, right arm up towards the sky, scooping the right arm under, going the other way. So find your breath. Softening your shoulders down towards the earth. So one of our quotes from today, they always say that time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. It's Andy Warhol. The mantra, I am at ease and happy when I am on my own. So finding one more round of breath here. And then pushing your right hand into the earth or left hand, depending on which way you went. Let's come back into a tabletop pose. And we're going to find that on the other side. So left leg comes out towards the side. Again, any variation. And we'll find some cat-cow here first. Round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. And then moving in the other direction, tailbone comes up towards the sky, shoulders roll back and down. Moving at your own pace. So that card, at first I thought, that's an interesting card. I don't know how to take it. But I think for me anyway, being okay with being on my own. So we have a lot of time to ourselves right now. Not as much interaction as we're used to. But it's okay to be home, to be in quiet, to kind of connect internally rather than externally. So one more round of breath. And then coming back to center here. So again, gentler version is right hand reaches up towards the sky, scooping the right arm under. Head and shoulder come to the earth. Maybe you try the other direction. Deep inhales, long, slow exhales. I am at ease and happy when I am on my own. Perhaps feeling a sense of being at home within yourself. Being comfortable with where you are. Let's find one more round of breath. Okay. And then gently making your way back into your tabletop pose. We're going to get up, I promise. All right, let's curl the toes under, send the hips up and back behind you, downward dog. So shoulders roll back and down your spine. Remember that ladybug underneath your hands. I guess 2 ladybugs. And as much of a bend here as you need, so there's no discomfort. Perhaps you pedal out your feet, or maybe you find some other movements here. Could be swaying hips from side to side. Notice if you're holding any tension in your neck. In your shoulders. All right, so we've been kind of playing the last couple of weeks with how we can make our way up towards the front of our mat into a forward fold. So maybe you follow me, or maybe you just come in your own time into a forward fold. So we're going to do tiptoes. So slowly, one little tiptoe at a time, walking your feet up towards your hands. Keep gripping your fingers. And notice what happens when your weight starts to shift over your hands. When your shoulders get close, be okay with trying to find a little bit of balance in your arms. All right, making your way all the way into your forward fold. And whenever you're ready, let's bring our hands to our hips. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale, come up with a flat back. All right, finding your mountain pose near the top of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart, shoulders roll back and down your spine. Imagine squeezing a block between your thighs. Feel everything activate here in your thighs, kneecaps lift. Find length in your spine, crown of your head reaches tall. All right, on your inhale, let's reach up towards the sky, extended mountain, shoulders roll back and down. On your exhale, we'll bring our hands to cactus arms. Find a slight tuck of your tailbone, and if it's comfortable, once again, draw the heart up towards the sky with that imaginary string. Inhale back to our extended mountain, arms reach high. And exhale with a flat back, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, belly button draws in, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. All right, let's take a big step back here with the right foot. So your choice, knee can come down or stay up. Squeezing your inner thighs as you rise, shoulders roll back and down. Quick check of the front knee, make sure it's over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. And squaring your hips towards the front of the mat. So maybe you roll the left hip back, right hip forward. On your next exhale, hands come to cactus arms. Find that slight tuck of your tailbone. Open your heart. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale again, cactus arms opening. Inhale to reach up. Last one, exhale, open. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, let's find a twist. So arms come out towards the sides, and then we're going to turn towards the left side. So right hand reaches forward. Ooh, find your balance. Inhale, bringing your arms back up. And exhale, let's bring the hands to frame the front foot. Come back into either plank pose or tabletop. And then downward dog. All right, this time we're going to take three-legged dog up towards the front of the mat. Not as scary as it sounds. All right, so right leg reaches up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And then you're going to step that right foot forward, just like one footprint. Way up. Then left foot reaches up towards the sky. Step of the right. Continue here. So notice as you move forward, where your weight is shifting to, if it's coming up over your hands, push your body away from the earth with your hands. Try not to collapse in on them. All right, and then making your way into a forward fold. On your next inhale, let's come into a halfway lift. And exhale to fold. This time stepping the left foot back. Knee can come down or stay up. Squeeze your inner thighs as you rise. Right hip rolls back, left hip rolls forward. On your next exhale, slight tuck of your tailbone, finding cactus arms. Open the heart. Inhale to reach up, and exhale to open. So we'll find this one more time. Exhale to open. Inhale to reach up. Find length in your spine. Exhale, turn towards the right. Notice what's going on with the front knee. Maybe it's moved in, allowing it to come over that front ankle. All right, inhale, let's come back to center. Exhale, hands come down to the earth, either plank or tabletop. Downward dog. All right, let's find a three-legged dog. Right foot reaches up towards the sky. And then bending your right knee, open your hips towards the right side. Squaring your shoulders to the earth. So maybe you find some movement here in the ankle or in the hip, wherever it feels good. All right, let's come back into a three-legged dog. Right foot reaches high. Shifting your weight forward, let's send the right foot between the hands, or maybe you help it through. Okay, ready? We're going to shift our weight forward onto our right foot. Left foot's going to come up off the earth. Send it long behind you. Maybe you have a bend here in the front knee. Lengthen your spine. Come into warrior three. Arms reach back behind you maybe. Toes point down towards the earth. Nice straight line in the spine. Crown of the head reaches forward. On your next inhale, are you able to come up, bringing the left knee forward? Stork pose. Exhale, perhaps you cross the left knee, over the right. Maybe you sit back, sit down into a chair pose, knees crossed. Or maybe you find eagle arms, left arm comes out, right arm over top. Maybe hands come to your shoulders, or maybe you're able to wrap your hands. Elbows come shoulder height, soften the shoulders, hands away from the face. How's that right leg doing? Building strength. All right, let's release the arms, release the leg back into our stork pose. Are you able to slowly come back into that warrior three and then slowly step back? High lunge or warrior one. Exhale, hands come down to the earth and step back into downward dog. So let's try the other side. Left foot reaches up towards the sky. Bending the left knee, opening the hips towards the left side. Squaring your shoulders. Maybe you find movement, ankle or hip. Left foot reaches back up, warrior, three-legged dog. Shifting your weight forward, send your left foot through. Maybe you help it through. So again, shift your weight into your left foot. Right foot comes up, reach that right leg nice and long. Find your balance. Draw the belly button in. Crown of the head reaches forward. Can you come into warrior three? On your next inhale, come up to standing, send the right knee forward, stork pose. Try not to touch the ground, but if you do, doesn't matter. And then allowing the right knee to cross over the left. Sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Shoulders roll back and down. Of arm. If it's eagle arms, right arm comes out, left arm over top. Soften the shoulders. Notice how it feels here on this side. Find your breath. Bring your mind back from wherever it's gone. All right, release the arms, come back into stork pose. Can you make your way back into warrior three? Slowly step back, maybe it's warrior one or high lunge. And exhale, hands come down to the earth. Let's come into downward dog. So again, gripping your fingers. All right, so right foot reaches up towards the sky. We're going to shift our weight forward into a plank pose, bringing the knee towards the nose like we did in our cat-cow crunch. If you need to, you can always come back to the cat-cow crunch instead of this. Draw the belly button in. Inhale back to dog. Exhale, shift forward one more time, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. We'll do one more. Exhale, shift forward. I know I said one more before. Three-legged dog. Oh my goodness. Downward dog. All right, check in with your shoulders. Are they getting tired? They are coming into a child's pose if that feels comfortable for you. Or whatever you need to do. And in your own time, we're going to find that on the other side. So three-legged dog, left leg reaches high. Shift your weight forward, knee towards the nose, round the spine. Three-legged dog. Shift forward, knee to nose. Again, it can be the cat-cow crunch. Three-legged dog. Last one, knee towards nose and hold. Three-legged dog. Downward dog. Let's all come into a tabletop pose. Nice and slow, take your time. And child's pose. So any variation that feels good. Arms can be long. Maybe arms are back by your sides, palms by your feet, or hands by your feet, palms face up. Find your breath. I acknowledge and accept the feeling I am experiencing in this moment. No judgment. Noticing as if you're an outside observer. Sometimes these lower moving classes really make us pay attention to what's going on in our bodies, hearts, and minds. Being okay with where you are today. Knowing that it will change from day to day. So let's find one more round of breath. And then gently making your way back into your tabletop pose. Shoulders roll back and down. We're going to curl our toes under, send the hips up and back behind you. Downward dog. Okay, how will it feel interesting for you to make your way into a forward fold? Is there anything you feel that you would like to experience or try coming into that forward fold? Finding that here. Maybe it's an awkward stagger. It doesn't matter. Coming towards the front of your mat. All right, once you find your forward fold here, let's bring our hands behind our backs. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you extend your arms up towards the sky. Softening your neck. Allowing your hands to come back down towards your low back, releasing your hands. Taking a big step back here with the right foot. We'll set up for warrior two. It's parallel to the back of the mat. Front foot intersects with the middle of the back foot. Okay, once you find your way into your warrior two, let's make a little change here. Turning the toes towards the top corners of the mat. And we're going to come into a goddess pose. So sitting your hips down, let's bring the knees back. So trying to aim for over the ankles in line with the second or third toe. And notice what you feel in your low back. Sometimes we tend to stick the tailbone back. We want to imagine sending the tailbone down towards the floor. We'll find our cactus arms once again. Beautiful. Maybe you sit a little lower. Inhale, push into your feet, straighten your legs, straighten your arms, star pose. And exhale, we'll come back down into goddess. Maybe you sink a little lower. Inhale, reaching, star pose. Exhale, let's come back down. We're going to find one more. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess pose. All right. So when you need to, take a break, but try and see if you can stay in goddess pose for a little bit. Maybe you find some movement in your upper body. So perhaps it's swaying. Maybe it's some turning. What feels natural to you? Maybe you close your eyes. Notice what you feel. All right. Come back to goddess. Back into star pose. We're going to find warrior two on the other side, so probably towards the back of your mat. Left foot comes parallel with the short edge. Right toes point forward. Bending into the front knee. Squaring your hips towards the side, the long edge of the mat. All right, side angle. So let's bring the right forearm to the thigh. Left arm reaches up and over, palm faces down towards the earth. Left shoulder rolls back and down your spine. So perhaps you stay here, or if it's in your practice, maybe the right hand finds its way down to the earth or a block. One more round of breath. And then inhale, coming back to warrior two. Exhale, we're going to turn. So we're going to find that warrior two on the other side. Left foot faces forward. Side angle on this side. Left forearm to the thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Maybe you stay here. Maybe that left hand comes down towards the earth. One more round of breath. Windmilling your arms back to warrior two. Exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot, come up on the back. Let's step back into a plank pose. Lower the knees to the earth, finding child's pose. Notice what's going on in your mind with your breath. I am mindful at all times and live within each moment. Okay, so let's make our way back into a tabletop. And then you're going to slowly shift your weight forward, tuck your elbows, come all the way down to the earth. So tops of the feet come down to the earth. Let's find a baby cobra. So shoulders roll back and down, hands are underneath your shoulders. Tuck the elbows in by your sides. Pushing the tops of the feet down, lift your heart. Perhaps you lift your hands up off the earth. Send those elbows back. And exhale to lower. So if at any point as we move through this section of our class, if you notice any discomfort in your low back, I invite you to bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet from side to side. All right, so we're going to try a little variation of this. Tops of the feet push down, shoulders roll back and down, tuck the elbows, lift the heart. I invite you to find those cactus arms once again. Maybe inhale, you reach towards the front of your mat, arms come by your ears. Exhale, reach back, cactus arms, squeeze your shoulder blades. Maybe you continue moving here with your breath. Maybe you even squeeze your inner thighs, lift your feet. Keep the feet up if that feels comfortable. Keep moving the arms. Maybe you're just in baby cobra. Remember, take that break if you need to, if your low back is feeling uncomfortable. One more time. And then gently lower all the way to the earth. Bending your knees, windshield wipering your feet from side to side. Okay, let's make our way back into tabletop. Find a movement here that your body's asking for. It could be C shape, figure eight, in and out of child's pose. And then making your way onto your back. So once you make your way onto your back, feet come to the earth about hip distance apart, knees are bent. Find a bridge pose here. So pushing your feet into the earth, lift your hips, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your glutes. Look up at the ceiling, imagining that there's a grapefruit underneath your chin. So options here, maybe you grab the sides of your mat and imagine ripping your mat in half, pulling it out towards the sides. Or maybe you tuck your shoulders underneath you, clasping your hands, send your hips a little higher. Keep pushing the feet into the earth. Remember your breath. One more round of breath here. Gently releasing all the way down towards the earth. Let's bring our feet mat distance apart, windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Let's find a happy baby. Both feet come up towards the sky, knees are bent. Activating your feet, so slightly curling back your toes. Knees are out towards the sides of your body. Maybe you grab the back of your thighs, lower legs somewhere. Maybe it's the feet. Maybe you find some movement here in your happy baby. What feels right for you in your body? What feels natural for movement while in happy baby? All right, let's find a little bit of a leg cradle here. So dropping the left foot to the earth, knee is bent. Keeping a hold of the right foot or back of the right leg, wherever you are. Keeping the right foot active. Okay, so I'm going to give you lots of options. Maybe you stay in this half happy baby. Knee can be bent, leg could be long. Or finding a leg cradle. So right foot is active, bringing that foot across you towards the left side. Right knee goes out towards the right. Maybe you grab a hold of the right hand with the, no, right foot with the left hand. Oh my goodness. Right arm wraps around that leg. Draw the leg in towards the chest. Maybe you extend the left leg long. Softening your shoulders. So perhaps you're in a half happy baby or this leg cradle here. Keep the right foot active. Softening your shoulders, softening your jaw. Right foot remains active. Let's release the right foot to the earth. Knee is bent. All right, drawing the left knee in, give it a big hug. And then your choice here, maybe you find that half happy baby, or maybe you draw the foot across your body, grabbing a hold of it with the right hand. Left arm maybe comes around to bring it in a little closer. Maybe the right leg comes long. Find your breath. I am forgiving, and my compassion replaces anger with love. Finding one more round of breath. Left foot is active, release the left leg. All right, finding any last movement here that feels good for you in your body. So remember, yoga is not necessarily a series of poses that I tell you to do. Yoga is this connection between the body, mind, and heart. So listening inside, listen to your heart. What do you need? Listen to your body. What is it asking for? Bring your mind back if it's decided to wander somewhere. Maybe you're thinking about something that's going to happen after our practice. Bring it back. Finding that movement. Whatever feels natural for you. So about another 30 seconds here. Once you feel like this is complete for you, finding Shavasana or any final resting pose lying on the earth. You could be on your side body, your front body, wherever it feels good to be. If you have a blanket nearby and you wish to support your head with a blanket, or maybe place it underneath your knees to support your low back, feel free to do so. And again, connect to your breath. See if you can draw your breath into your diaphragm. Noticing the quality of your breath, the length of your breath. Is it catching anywhere? Where is it flowing? Perhaps you allow your breath to change a little bit. So breathing in through your diaphragm, and then breathe into your chest all the way up to your collarbone. And as you exhale, exhaling from the collarbone to the chest, to the diaphragm. So I was fortunate enough to go to a breathing practice with someone else before our class today, and she described it as a couple of balloons in the body. So as you breathe in, imagine that balloon in your diaphragm, balloon in your chest, filling up both balloons, and then exhaling. And imagine inhaling those balloons from the bottom. So starting from the diaphragm, moving up, all the way up to the collarbone. And then exhaling from the collarbone down. I invite you to once again notice what you're feeling in your heart space. Do you feel the same as the beginning of the practice, or maybe you feel a little different? No judgment, just checking in. Perhaps you continue with this kind of breath, or maybe you just return to that diaphragmatic breathing. Whatever feels comfortable for you. As you inhale, I invite you to imagine bringing in any color that represents peace to you. So drawing it into your body. And as you exhale, imagine it slowly starting to spread throughout your body. Inhaling, drawing the color in. Exhale, allowing it to move into every cell of your body. Notice if you're holding tension in your jaw, forehead, shoulders, allowing them to soften towards the earth. And continue breathing in that color of peace. Exhale, allow it to spread. Maybe there's a color that you associate with joy. Inhaling, imagine bringing that color into your body. And exhale, allow it to spread. Inhaling joy. And exhaling it into every cell of your body. And last, maybe there is a color that you associate with unconditional love. I like to think of unconditional love as that kind of love that we get from a pet. They love us no matter what. Inhaling that color in, exhaling it into every cell. Unconditional love. Are you able to slowly start spreading that unconditional love beyond your body? Maybe it starts to surround your body, kind of like a protective light or color. Perhaps you allow that unconditional love to spread throughout your home, maybe to other members of your home or pets, or maybe a little bit beyond that, allowing it move to your neighbors. Perhaps you allow that to spread out even further, as far as you would like, to as many people as you would like, or maybe to other animals or whatever you feel today. Unconditional love. Maybe even spreading it to those in our class today. Maybe you notice that sensation coming from others. Notice that feeling of love. Our last card that was drawn for today, which has come up a couple times now. I choose only to surround myself with good and supportive people. Whenever you're ready, making some small movements in your body. Maybe those small movements become bigger movements. In your own time, rolling over to one side, any side that's calling for you. And then slowly making your way up to seated. And once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. Taking deep inhales, long, slow exhales. As you inhale, inhaling peace, joy, and love. As you exhale, maybe you send it out to others in the world. May you live in peace, joy, and love. Thank you for joining me today and sharing your practice with me and with each other. Have a beautiful day.